At some time or another, most people feel the urge to check up on their partner, but what happens when your detective work opens up a can of worms?
Yeah, here with more is sexologist and relationship expert Dr. Nikki Goldstein. Hello there, Nikki.
Hello.
Why do we snoop? What's this snooping thing about?
Well, I've got to admit, I've done this. I'm not perfect, and it has backfired. So I think there's so many different reasons to why we do it. We might just be curious, we might be looking for information, we might have been told something and we really want to confirm it. Or I think it can also be something deeper and a little bit more sinister. You know, we might have insecurities that we're projecting onto the situation, or we might actually not trust our partner. So I think that if you catch yourself snooping, you really need to look at why you're doing it, because it might give you a clue as to how you feel about the relationship or what you actually feel towards your partner.
Okay, snooping might save you from a disastrous relationship, but it might also ruin the relationship. I mean, what are the pros and cons?
Well, I think there are more cons in this situation than pros. I mean, the only pro is that you might actually confirm something that you're suspecting, but you might find something that you never wanted to really see. You also might find something that you take out of context, and that's really important, is that, you know, you might go off on a tangent, and in order to confirm that, you have to confront your partner and say, I didn't trust you enough to actually go through your things or go through your phone. So I think once you jump on that snooping bandwagon, you kind of go on that spiral downwards when it comes to relationships.
See, I looked into Kylie's phone once and I saw these naughty messages she was sending to her husband, and I think it had a big impact on our relationship.
Okay.
So you've snooped. You've found something bad.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do with that information, the way you feel? What happened?
I feel like saying, well, what did you do when you found that in Kylie's phone? But it's one of those things, you really need to digest what you've just seen. You know, don't act very quickly because you could be upset. The level of importance, was it something minor, was it something major? Further investigation, but don't go more snooping. You might need to ask a few questions. Discuss it with someone you trust. So always have someone as a sounding board before you start accusing people or doing anything too drastic. And then the last thing is obviously talk to your partner. You know, they're the ones who are responsible for this. You need to be confronting them.
Okay, so we've had the time to digest. Now you say talk to the partner. How do we do that? Take us through that very difficult conversation.
We'll start soft.
Hey, I just not into...
You're cheating on me.
Yeah, right.
Who's cinnamon?
But it's important. You really need to start softly. You don't want to come out with guns blazing and just accuse them of everything. You do need to admit that you've snooped, but you've got to be honest about why you've done it. You know, I got told this or I found this. Don't accuse them before you know all the facts. Give them the space to explain themselves. But I think the biggest thing is, if your gut instinct is saying, you know, they're lying to me or this is actually wrong, then I think that's really something you need to take into consideration.
So here's the problem, any great relationship is based on trust and honesty. So everyone has the right to privacy, but are there some things, you know, should be kept in private in a relationship, or is a successful relationship, we have no secrets?
I do think that, you know, you have a right to privacy. I don't think it's a matter of keeping things from your partner, but I don't exactly think that you need to be submitting your mobile phone for your partner to go through. So I think, you know, it's that balance that, yes, you shouldn't be keeping secrets, but you also have a right for someone not to go through your phone, not to go through your emails, and taking into consideration, if it's a new relationship, then are you going to trust them straight up? You know, you still have a right to be able to have someone earn their trust, you know, without having to break down the boundaries and say, here's my life, you know, open door, come in.
Okay, something to think about over the Christmas break.
And stop snooping and Kylie stuff.
Well, snoop, there's nothing to see there.
She leaves her phone on her desk, which is next to my desk, so it was an accident.
So all these messages that are going through to your husband are not from you, they're from mine.
Yeah, like, can you please pick up the milk on the way home? Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks, Nikki.